Next question is from XX2488XX. Says, do you know if there is going to be any premium instruments released separate from Rock Band 3 itself? For example, like the ions with the Rock Band 2, and if so, what are they? I can tell you right now that there will be premium drums or premium instruments, period, that will be offered outside of Rock Band 3 because they just signed this mega, I think, 5-year deal or 10-year deal, one of the two, I can't remember right now, off the top of my head, I have it written down somewhere, with Mad Catz. Either way it goes, they signed a long-term Mad Catz deal, and they are going to manufacture Rock Band instruments from here on out. So you will be getting some more premium stuff. I don't know what all the premium stuff is going to be. They've already turned out their premium Fender. I've done reviews on all of the guitars that Mad Catz has out. So they have the Fender Replica, they have the Telecaster Players Edition, and they also have the P-Bass. These are the 3 guitars they made, with the Fender Replica being an actual replica of a Fender. It's solid wood, it's got all the brass, and there's actually a real Fender that's gutted to put the Rock Band guts in there, which retails for about $300. So I think you can look forward to seeing a lot of premium, other premium instruments come out because of the deal they have with Mad Catz at this point. Okay? Alright, thank you for that question. The next question comes from Legendary Pete. He says, has Harmonix told you what the hardest songs on paper will be on RB3? I.e. Painkiller, Panic Attack, and Visions from RB2 as examples. Again, Legendary Pete, no. They're not telling us anything. We don't even have a hint of a set list right now. If you guys are seeing a set list, I can tell you firsthand that it is completely 129,000% speculatory. We don't know nothing. And I'm expecting that I may be able to answer that question and a couple other ones on this paper a little bit better after E3 next month. Because at that point, we are expecting Harmonix to come out full bore, just like they did with Beatles, and give us a demo of RB3, tell us a little bit about RB3, what's different about RB3. We're going to be able to see a whole lot of different RB3 modes. And hopefully if I get the pass that I want, I'll be able to get all that because I've applied for a media pass I'm still waiting on clearance for right now from E3. So we'll get all of that for you. You get to see probably some shots because it'll be released to the public then, and I'll be able to answer that question about songs. But at this point, no, they're really tight-lipped about this project. They're trying their best not to let anything get out. So we don't know anything. Thank you for the question. The next question is from MC Junebug. He says, do you have any information for the Beatles Rock Band DLC? The only information I have for Beatles Rock Band DLC is what you heard me talk about with John Drake on my interview I did with him at PAX East. The thing is no, he did not. So that's want to just get anybody read more into that. He did say chill out, you know, kind of wait back in the wings, that the whole speculatory thing about there be no more, or that Beatles DLC will depend on the sales, came from him because he said let's see where it goes. He did also say that the sales for the Beatles did very well, but he did not, and I repeat, did not guarantee or state that there will be any more DLC coming out for the Beatles. So I don't know. Judging, if I had to just read between the lines of what he was saying, I believe that he was saying that the Beatles hasn't been put completely on the back burner, that because they've thrown all of their time and efforts into RB3 and Rock Band Green Day, that the Beatles had to take a little hiatus and back. That's what I get between the lines. That maybe at some time in the future they'll revisit that and maybe we'll get some more DLC. But as of now, John Drake or anybody else from Harmonix has not confirmed that there will be more DLC coming out in the future or more DLC ever. So I guess we just have to wait and be happy with what we have at this point. Thank you for that question. The next question is from Ortiz. He says, what do you think about the Rock Band interface? I don't know. There's so many parts to the Rock Band interface. There's the drums, there's the drum charting, there's the guitar charting, there's the problem that people say there's a limiter on the guitar strums and so on and so forth. My opinion is I think that the whole interface is done very well for what Harmonix wanted to do. Guitar Hero is always compared to Rock Band for charting and the way the interface is. And a lot of that is because on Guitar Hero, you can sometimes hit a note 1 to 2 seconds before you even get to the circle gets to where you need to strum it at, and it hits. What Rock Band wanted to do was to keep you as close to the music as possible. So they made their note hits a little bit tighter, where sometimes you have to hit it right on the dot. Maybe you get a little second in between there, but it is a lot more accurate to what it is that you are seeing on the screen and what it is that you are hearing. Matter of fact, I can play, and I do a lot of times, I'll play a lot of charts by hearing. I don't pay attention to what's on the screen. Even charts that I sight read, I rely on the music. That's just how close it is. If they were going for an arcade type game, or they didn't want it to be Rock Band close to the music, then I would say that maybe it's bad. But I think what they have is actually very good. I do look forward to even improve a little bit more in RB3. Somebody said they think that the interface for Rock Band 3 or for Rock Band 2 period was very hard, but it's hard because of the fact that we're used to playing loosely, if I can put it that way. We're used to being able to strum 1 to 2 seconds before when we played Guitar Hero, and there it was. So I think it's done very well. I think that they will improve it. I think that they have looked into what they can improve, and I think we're going to see a whole better interface than we've ever seen before when RB3 comes out. So thank you for that question. Next question is from Cena 221992. He says, do you think that the Guitar Hero and Rock Band series are getting old? Because I used to play them all the time now. I only touch them like once or 2 times a month. Want me to answer that honestly? Here it is. So I'm going to probably get bashed on by all the people who is in love with Activision. I think that the Guitar Hero series itself is old. I think it got old in last year in 2009 because they oversaturated the market and they threw so many games out there. I can tell you that Guitar Hero is the most least played rhythm game in my house. Rock Band though, I don't think is old. I don't think it's getting old. I still have it in my console and it's the most played game there. If you would have went to PAX East, you would have seen that there was lines outside of the lounge and around the corner waiting just to play Rock Band 2. We're not talking about Green Day yet, because remember they had a schedule of what they would do. You know, at certain hours they was just playing Rock Band 2 songs, and then they would shut that down, and all you could play was RBN songs. Then they would shut that down, and they would demo Rock Band Green Day, and all you could play was Rock Band Green Day songs. Okay, but majority of the time you were playing Rock Band 2 with all of the DLC, even DLC that wasn't released. So that tells me it's not getting old to some people. I think that if you don't own some DLC at least, that it will be old for you because you're stuck with just the disc songs. But if you have a substantial amount of DLC, I don't see how it can get old, because if you're like me, I have close to 590 DLC songs and I haven't played half of those. So to me, it's always a brand new experience because I always have stuff to play that I haven't played yet. Okay? Thank you for the question. Next question is from Taz9690. He says, why did you take such a long hiatus from Q&A with Cena? Well, Taz, first of all, let me say I'm glad that you enjoy Q&A with Cena, and I'm happy to bring it back. The reason being is because there's a lot of things marketing-wise I wanted to put into effect that I was fighting with. I really hate having 89,000 YouTube channels. But every time I look around and turn around, I'm getting told by, you know, people that helps me do marketing that you really need a separate channel. Barry9103, you guys know him. He's a big influence on me too, and he helps me out. Ryan Guard helps me out what I should do. So I was battling with that because I didn't want you guys to say, well, he has all these channels that I got to sign up for. So I fought with for a long time before I brought it back. Was I going to make a Q&A with Cena channel? Was I just going to integrate it all into Cena's Corner or what? So I had to work all that out. As you can see, I made this up a Q&A channel because the fact, like for now with E3, being that I'm applying for media and I am media, E3 checks a bunch of stuff out. They check out my website, which links back to YouTube because all of the videos on my website comes from here, and I have to give them my YouTube channel. So if they see all this other stuff on Cena's Corner channel, other than what is supposed to be, you know, video game reviews and industry stuff, it may throw them off, and I may not ever get a pass to get in because they probably say that I'm you know, a bunch of flubbish. But That's one of the reasons. Other reason why there's a lot of things going on. The Team Cena tournament came up, and we had this. We spent a lot of time with that. I think that took about 3.5 months to complete. That was a long thing. We was working on other things with Cena's Corner. We was restructuring it. So that's why it took so long to bring Q&A with Cena back. But I can tell you at this point that Q&A with Cena is now back to stay. So if you have any questions that you ever want to ask, be sure to submit those and we'll get those taken care of for you. All right. So thank you, Taz9690. I appreciate you being at least a fan of Q&A with Cena, and I'm happy to bring it back.